Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our English broadcast of the Chinese LPL. We're straight into the MVP for EDG versus Game Talents, and it's Mako that picks it up. Raz and I were just having a conversation saying that Mako is an utter god.
Yep.
And damn right he was. Well deserving of this MVP.
I was a little worried that it would go to Def. Now, Def did amazingly as well, right? But how many times is Def going to overshadow Mako? Now,
well, not today.
Not today. Though, this game is a bit different. They should just give a double MVP to both because they played as a unit. Kalista, Alistair, definitely a major point for the two of them.
Just ridiculous. And we have to remember, Mako's Chinese.
Yeah.
Deft is Korean. And they play like they have one brain.
Oh my god. It's not even like one single language. Like, that was, yeah, exactly right. Telepathy
just
right there.
Ridiculous, yeah.
And so they definitely found their strength in the bottom lane, right? They were kind of behind on the top side of the map, but a major point was just that Kalista was just styling on them. Right?
Yeah.
Kalista, Alistair, the trades were coming through. There was one point that I thought that it was kind of working out well for Sivir, Tom Kench, right?
Yeah.
They had a massive wave coming into the tower into EDG's tower, and they had the BF sword on Sivir, but just wasn't going to happen. Like, Mako made that play, went for the headbutt pulverized combo, and then just traded damage, right, and forced them away from the wave. So
yeah,
that's how you play the lane out.
And it felt like it was sort of all over from there as well. And I just want to remind everyone that Mako looked like he was having a bit of a nap before game number one, and then came out and did that to Game Talents. So every time that we have a look at EDG now moving into a game, have to look to see if Mako has a big grin on his face, then maybe he's going to go a little bit easy, because that's terrifying. The man, he's just sort of woke up and he's like, I'm in the game, let's dominate people. And EDG now to take the blue side in game number 2. We'll see whether they can do that one more time. So Trundle, Hecarim are now the bans from this team. Alistair and the Twisted Fate are taken away by Game Talents. Rek'Sai's the follow-up.
Yeah, I'm loving the Alistair bans that have been coming through lately. Last time we saw Alistair banned, it was banned against Road. Definitely going to be banned against Mako after that game. So, big points is that, yeah, we don't want to let you have that playmaker and shut down the Kalista as well. Yeah, get that. Oh, Malzahar still in the table. You're right.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the Sivir first pick or the Malzahar first pick?
Well, I think that EDG probably don't mind. Okay, they are looking at the Sivir.
There we go.
But I don't think that they should really worry about it too much. Pick up the Malzahar, then you've got like that level 6 power spike, just ridiculous. They can still play to that early game win condition with something like the Kalista, but nope, they're not going to. Deft locks away the Sivir.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand. You're going up against Game Talents. Republic, not really known for the Malzahar. He's a player that you can play, give him anything else. Give him the LeBlanc, Victor maybe. He can do quite a bit. I'd like to see him unlocked, so now Game Talents are at a position where it's like, do we want to give him Malzahar? Theoretically, yes, but it's up to him.
Well, currently, it is going to be Wushang looking at the Victor pick. Pick away from Scout is a very strong one.
There is no reason you look away from Malzahar, regardless of if it just doesn't match up to your style. And,
yeah.
Tough it out. That champion does way too much at the moment.
Well, GT currently looking at Braum and Gragas.
If they give away Sivir Malzahar. Yep.
Well, looks like they are going to, as Gragas and Nah have been locked in for GT.
Insta-lock it. That's what I think it comes down to. But yeah, Nar, it wasn't a bad pick for them last game. They were able to make it work. He wasn't the problem on the Nar. I just think that you can definitely hold on to the pick. You have the power in the matchup, right? It doesn't matter if EDG picks up Nar. Take up the Aurelia if you're comfortable enough with it. So I think EDG is just calling him on it. Are they going to pick up the Malzahar? But yeah, Maokai, Braum, Sivir. Braum, Sivir, great duo in the lane. Great later on in the game. You can control your fight, something that we talk about as a strength for Game Talents.
Yeah, exactly right. And the fact that they just ignore the Malzahar one more time shows that EDG probably do have a plan moving into this one in order to deal with it. Republic looking at Karma for the moment. Of course, Savoki has defaulted back to it at some points and does have a little bit more lane presence than that of the Tahm Kench. But EDG very reserved and looking like they just don't mind what Game Talents do. They're going to pick their team comp and they're going to play it out.
Yeah, both teams are looking to pretty much see if they go into Mal's. But regardless of that, I like this from Game Talents. They're empowering their lanes right now. If they go Karma Jin, this is fairly strong for them. They know what lane they're going into. They know how to deal with it. They're not going to have that major deficit that they did have in the last game.
Yeah.
So they banned out the Alistar. That takes away the Kalista pick just as well. It was a powerful combo. Now they don't have it on EDG's side, but they probably don't even mind.
Well, now you've got Deft and Mako to make their choices for the rest of the map. Top lane, AD carry, and support have already been locked in, so Clearlove and Scout looking for their options. Victor for Scout currently being hovered, and Malzahar just ignored so far this game.
Something I like to talk about, or at least just pretty much, we look at the new meta. It feels like it is a new meta because Karma, not so long ago, a major first pick priority. Take it away, pick it, pick it or take it away. But, lately you just pretty much rather favor the melee support.
I love
the
this.
Alistar.
Happy birthday, Clearlove. Back on Evelyn.
There we go. Give him a pat on the back. I want to see a camera shot straight onto his face when he picks that. He deserves it. Pick his favorite champion. Aaron's pretty much saying, or Rapid Star, they're just like, you know what, have it. Good job on the first game. But yeah, picking the LeBlanc too. LeBlanc, by the way, is a pretty decent pick into the Malzahar. It's an even matchup in the sense that LeBlanc, if she hits the chain, it takes away the passive that Malzahar has, and it still procs the stun. So it's a good setup for gank. So they, like right now, Game Talents is like, all right, you know what? We're actually just going to go for the Syndra. A Syndra pick. We haven't seen that in so long.
So long. Republic, of course. This is the man that we were talking about having, not exactly the most extensive champion pool as far as the champions that he's played so far. And he's just going to go straight off the deep end. We saw a Xerath earlier on in the week. Yeah. Now we're seeing a Syndra. It's been a long time. Of course, now Syndra with the slight mid-season mage updates can pick up a lot more of those orbs. Things like that. A lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot more strength in her team fighting. So maybe perhaps she ults first before she sends out the stuns. So this is a strong composition from Game Talents. They have good lanes, and on top of that, Syndra, Jhin. They can work well off each other. If anyone gets a stun, you can bet your money on the fact that they'll follow up on it.
The long-range follow-up CC from both of those champions, utterly phenomenal. So both coaches are going to shake hands. We'll see whether EDG can do it again or whether Game Talents can fight back with the Syndra pick in game number 2 coming up right now. Thank you very much, Clearlove, and once again, happy birthday. As we do have a pause to start this one off. Clearlove just making sure that everything is okay with his Evelyn, sorting out the room pages and stuff like that. And I'm really glad that we have this pause as well. We get to celebrate Clearlove's birthday, talk about the fact that he's back on his Evelyn pick, which is one that he has loved basically forever.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if that pause was coming in for that birthday cake.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like, before you start this game, have some fun.
Yeah, have a slice, But no special delivery as we have a look at Game Goon for the moment.
Evelyn's an interesting pick. We've seen it around the world a little bit, just a touch of it. I think Team Liquid Academy is one that kind of goes for it just a bit.
Yeah.
It's an interesting pick. It does quite a bit. Pretty much you always have to be afraid of her positioning because you can't ward for the ganks.
Yeah.
You really can't. So, of course, there's always that fear of if the gank is coming, right, you're never too sure. So I'm a fan of it. Problem, of course, comes into the specific matchups. So you never know. She can kind of get abused certain times. But she's going into Gragas. So
well, we'll see how she's going to do. One thing I really do like about Evelyn picks when she's out of the meta is the fact that no one's sort of used to playing towards an Evelyn composition.
Yeah.
Because of how you have to ward, because of the fact that you have to ward camps as opposed to choke points, things like this, because you can never see her coming. So Clearlove, of course, always been able to utilize that.
See, that's a good point. Preparation. You can never have enough preparation for Evelyn because, you know, you pretty much, you get used to something through solo queue, you get used to something through scrims, you get used to it through how often you play it in, you know, just actual game day. But not a lot of people play in solo queue. Not a lot of people play it, or if at all, any in scrims. So now you're going up against a completely different champion, completely different playstyle. It's very easy to forget, you know, forget it, especially if it comes right up in the meta, if it's popular at whatever point. And then, you know, months go by and you haven't seen it in quite some time. You're like, what's this champion?
Exactly. It looks like a lane swap has been instigated, though, here by EDG. Just blind. Did see the mid laner clearing a ward towards the top side of the map as GT move over. You can see Mouse pokes his head in. And we'll let this GT bottom lane know that he is here. Arcane Smash comes in. Savoki actually taking some damage. There's the Mantra Q.
Yeah, so I'm not really a fan. I'm a fan in the sense that EDG didn't have the proper lane matchups, but this is really good for game talents because they have the mage advantage in this lane swap. Oh my god, if they...
Oh, if he had moved 1 inch closer.
You recognize that that was a little bit too scary. Still don't know where the Evelyn is. There we go, he gets to see him now. But yeah, you have the mage matchup. And usually, if you have that melee matchup, if you're like, okay, well, we're in a lane swap, and we don't have like the ability to, oh yeah, actually, okay, yeah, but if we don't have the ability to push them off the camps, we'll bring our AD carries, but that's Karma versus Braum. Braum won't be able to do that very well, so they get the experience, game talents gets the experience advantage in the camps. But Karma do so much work. And of course, Evelyn, not very good in these lane swaps.
Yeah.
A lot of restraints in the fact that you don't know where she is in the map. But in lane swap, you definitely, it's pretty much telegraphed where she is all the time. So it's going to be easier once the map is open for sure. But the first 5 minutes into the game, it's going to be a little difficult for Clearlove.
Well, you can see GT starting on this tower a little bit late as a 3-buff start actually looking possible for Wushang. That blue buff wasn't opted into. Color Week now available for Republic here in the mid lane as the trades are going quite nicely, especially as far as mana is concerned, holding onto his bar a little bit more heftily.
We saw Scout missing that chain, and it's fairly difficult to hit it, especially since Syndra, rather tall champion, and at the same time kind of, you know, just floats up. So getting the hitbox is usually pretty confusing. It's a pretty small hitbox.
And actually Republic taking a lot of control here.
Yeah, but it's a fairly good lane for Syndra. Until, of course, it depends on the jungle matchups. Right now, of course, you have the Evelyn. Evelyn LeBlanc is amazing at just setting it up. You know, throw in a Braum too. Why not?
Well, Clearlove's going to make his way over. Winter's Bite lands. There's the exhaust. Immediate flash. Nice call of the week, but the chains land from Scout. His last mana utilized to secure that kill. And Clearlove, happy birthday. Have first blood.
So you gotta expect it, especially if you are a Syndra player. If you're going back on that champion, you know the one weakness is just the fact that you're going to pressure, but that's not always a good thing. If you pressure in, you need the ability to have Gragas or even Savoki at your backside to help you out because, yeah, that's LeBlanc. That's Evelyn. And if, you know, it's a lane swap, maybe Mako has the time to walk in. You have to respect that. Help out your buddy.
Well, didn't. Paid for it there with his life. Actually, Scout feeling a whole lot better. Darksteel and Corrupting Potion picked up by the LeBlanc, and I like it. A lot more sustained, can withstand a lot of this harassment. Not to mention, if Evelyn decides to spend more time in the mid lane, get a few of them stacks.
Yeah, if it's anything like the last game, that is going to be a snowball in the making. So, possible Magi's, you never know. But we'll see if EDG is, you know, taking the day off. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying, you know what? We'll destroy you in this game and we'll have fun doing it.
They certainly look like they are. You always know, right? When Clearlove picks Evelyn,
yeah,
it isn't because he wants to have fun. It's because he wants to win.
That's true.
This is his winning champion. Really nice stun comes out from Republic there as Scout. Heading forward, has to use the flash, gets the chain, so survives. A big Summoner Spell now down for both mid laners.
Yeah, he may have gotten the early kill, or at least just the assist on it. But
yeah, there's the body slam. Wushang uses his full combo. Now Scout moving on over. Clearlove understands that he has the lower cooldown, so might be able to fight this one out a little bit further. He's now facing off. Body slam lands one more time as Hate Spike's coming in. Clearlove has to flash out of the way of the Gragas, but in goes Mouse. He's looking for it, getting chased by Gimgoon. And Clearlove's going to come around as well. Republic in trouble, gets stunned, and it is going to be Def picking up that kill as he decided to roam up from the bottom lane.
Yeah.
EDG back off towards the top side as well.
The moment you have to start worrying about a bottom lane ganking you, that's when you know you're going up against EDG. They do that a little bit too often. They understand when they have pressure, when they have the tempo, that they can pretty much use the small time frame that they have to, yeah, they're looking to swap right now, but at the same time, they're able to just kind of get, help out their friend, get some pressure going. It is a difficult match for LeBlanc, but, a matchup is never just a 1v1. Yeah. That's a solo queue mentality. You bring your Syndra in there saying, hey, that's a good matchup for me, guys. Get me in there. Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter. You have 3, 4 people coming at your lane constantly.
Well, GT going to utilize this window EDG provided them to take down this first Infernal Drake. Once again, Infernal coming up first up. This Gimgoon has that Nabara in a decent position, but he gets exhausted, stunned up as well from the concussive blows, and Mouse just travels in, picks up the kill, and Mako just tanking as much as he wants until he moves out to safety.
He's being too selfless. You don't have to tank that much. Your Maokai is coming on in, and Sivir's at full HP. She can take one more tank.
Whoa, that was beautiful from Scout. Uses the distortion to return, avoids the damage coming out from the Kuldameek.
This is also a good opportunity to see Scout as a playmaker. Usually he's that, you can play the control mages, be the stability on the team, but you know what? It's time for him to shine too.
Yeah, it certainly is. Megatron Cloak now built up as well, so he's actually feeling like he can go in for these scrappy trades with the Syndra. Inner turret falls on the top side of the map in trade for that dragon. And EDG 3-0 now, close to a 3,000 gold lead at 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, 2 towers to 1. They're able to get a tower advantage, an outright tower advantage in a lane swap. So this is really scary. I talked about the predictability of an Evelynn in a lane swap, but if you have lanes this open, it doesn't matter. That Gnar cannot extend in that top lane as EDG is looking to even just take this mid tower.
Yeah, you can see Republic very low. Savoki looking for the tether, finds it onto Mako, who tanks up a tower shot. And there's, in fact, the ultimate coming down
Hops
from
over
Pentacube. It just, stands behind Clearlove, gets himself out.
Yeah, Gnar has got to feel, even though EDG's, pressing their pressure towards this blue buff, that's the only time Gnar is pretty much comfortable because that lane's wide open.
Yeah.
Got to watch out. You're going up against an Evelynn. By the way, Evelynn right now building AD.
Yeah, and I've actually seen this a little bit as well.
Yeah.
AD Evelynn is terrifying.
It is. Got a lot of consistent damage. It's funny. I just feel like Evelynn is terrifying. It's like
it's like Assassin Evelynn as opposed to like Burst Mage Evelynn. Like it's almost like Master Yi or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, she's an assassin regardless, but
well, yeah, that's a good point.
Give her AP. If she snowballs, you're like, well, I'm a Jin and I just met her for the first time. I'm dead. I don't have literally just 1 second into the relationship and it's over.
It's really sad, Raz.
Personal experience.
Yeah, I feel like I got a glimpse into something that I just really wish I didn't.
Oh, it's okay, man.
Right, we'll get past it. We'll get past it. It was Wushang. Looking for Clearlove, gets himself a ward down as Republic. Dodges the chain. Scout can go back. Does so, but there's the stun. Flash body slam comes in as Scout tries to get out of there, but unleash power from Republic too strong. Really nice outplay from GT. Now EDG trying to answer towards the bottom side of the map. Pentacube slightly out of position. Good slow comes in, but on the hunt is probably too strong. Another Winter's Bite lands. Deadly Flourish is going to miss, but there's the ultimate. Death flashes out of range. Q's going to hit from Savoki, but that's not the damage. The last bullet not going to find Mako as Mouse taking a lot of damage. And there's the flash from Gimgoon. One more auto attack, and that'll lock it down.
Oh,
nice 1v1 from GT on the top side of the map.
Game time's not done yet. They're not done.
Yeah, there's the exhaust. Ultimate came out of Clearlove as Mako is able to get to safety, but gets the boomerang kill onto Savoki. Pentacube in trouble. Yeah, these minions doing a whole lot of work. No. Has to use the heal as Clearlove looking for the chase. Mako offering more, but they just don't have anyone else coming in. And that just cheeky barrel off to the side is able to pick up the kill onto the support. There's the flash. Chains land onto Wushang. He gets stuck. He's just dancing.
You know, it's Clearlove's birthday.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, it's a party. Throw
Right,
your hands right up.
Admittedly, I think he was dead. But GT have actually answered back quite nicely there with a few kills in these skirmishes around the map. Close that lead to about 1,000 in favor of EDG, especially by getting that turret.
Yeah, so we were singing EDG's praise, but Game Talents were able to pretty much bring it back. Top lane, solo kill, bot lane. It looked like a catastrophe for Game Talents, but they were able to bring that back, counterattack, get some kills going for them.
Yeah, Mouse actually just checking on the Nara at the moment. Gimgoon going for the Black Cleaver build as opposed to one that we've been seeing a little bit more in the Frozen Mallet. Last couple of Nars that we've been seeing have been picking that one up. Republic now with a fair bit of wave clear in his back pocket, and Sorcerer's Shoes built up. So important for Syndra because you have so many abilities that don't require you to stop.
That's true. And so as the game goes on, real question is this: how much pressure is Syndra going to have, right? Because, you know, as it goes on, she primarily used to be that, you know, focus down that one carry, maybe annihilate Scout, annihilate the LeBlanc pick in a team fight, and that's it. But yeah, she can pick up more orbs now. It's going to be a lot more easier for her to just pretty much be that team fight mage. Multiple stuns coming down. You know, that kind of, so it could be a beautiful coming for Game Talents, coming for Syndra.
Well, we'll see. Mouse is actually trying to dodge out of the way at this one. Twisted Advance gets him to the right side. Nice knock up. Flashes, uses the ultimate out of Wushang to get himself to safety. Excellent play from Mouse. It does have to use that flash cooldown.
Yeah, I like the fact that he was respecting the ulti, but looks like here comes some more skirmishes.
Yeah, they're looking for the dive. Teleport comes in as Mako delivers the ward. Ultimate not going to find Pentakill. He's playing this one out very nicely as he gets into position, throws down the ultimate, but not going to be able to grab the kill. Flashes out of the way. Deft is looking for it. Gets the auto attacker. Savoki answering back, but not well enough. Meanwhile, Clearlove and Scout are able to get the work done in the mid lane, take down the jungler, and EDG. We were talking about the fact that GT were looking like they were coming back, but 2 swift kills. Mouse traded for, however, on the other side.
Yeah, in this set, it always feels like EDG is creating 2 plays at the same time. Usually is not a thing I would like, but it's working out for them.
Yeah. Scout's LeBlanc also looks really good, despite the fact that Republic Syndra also looks really good.
See, there's a few questions as to whether or not Scout was going to perform on that playmaking champion, that assassin. But it doesn't really matter what he plays, it seems.
Yeah. And Ocean Drake is going to fall down, and if EDG want to continue this scrappy playstyle, especially with Clearlove on this Evelynn, wanting to stay at high health in case she finds anyone in the jungle, that Ocean Drake is going to be very, very useful. Mouse is not having a great time.
You know what?
Down 30 CS.
Might be the case, but something we got to look for in the next 2 minutes. Look where the wave is for Maokai right now. And yeah, sure, he's behind. He's 58 to 88 CS, but he has a long track ahead of him. Two, maybe 3 waves of just free farming. He's actually just pretty much taking it slow. So Gnar can never extend. That's an Evelynn you're looking at. Evelynn LeBlanc. That's so much mobility, and it looks like we might see some action bot lane.
Yeah, Mako actually fighting out as Savoki not going to get chained up. W comes down as Clearlove picks up the kill. Actually throws the ultimate in there as the teleport's coming down from Gimgoon, but look at the Narbar. It's not quite there, and Gimgoon now has to get out. Scout lands another chain. Nice barrel comes in, clears up Mako one more time, but EDG come out the victor in that one. It's 3 for 1 in favor of our champions here.
What's sad is that Game Talents definitely needed to force that bot lane fight. Maokai was holding that wave top. They needed to force it. They would have had 5 members. They did have 5 members, and they still lost that fight. It was just how it was pretty much started. LeBlanc got there first, was able to get a hold of Savoki, and it just was bad from that point on. So now, EDG's playing on their weak side, and it's not because they don't know any better, but because they're just better.
Yeah. And Clearlove's also going for the Trinity Force build on Evelynn here as well. I love it.
Yeah.
Extra attack speed, hate spike, procs Sheen as much as you like. Really,
how that
much like his Kindred build. Really opting in to the Trinity Force change on a few of these more unorthodox picks.
He's really liking Trinity Force, as you said. The Kindred pick coming out, I think this week, right?
Yeah.
It was really, he pretty much won that game pretty well. He just played it how you're supposed to play Kindred. And if you see a melee jungle matchup, you just say, oh, you know what? I'm going to siege your turrets. They played it really well. Now
Also
he's
just
Evelyn.
flashed on the mid laner in level 1 to say, well, this is going to solidify my advantage, and we'll go from there.
Exactly. So now he must have seen these Trinity Force changes, and he's just, I guess he's liking it for a lot of reasons.
Oh, goes Agony's Embrace as Clearlove now looking for Gimgoon, but nice hop, gets the boomerang, but Chilling Smite comes in. Wushang trying to answer as Clearlove goes down low, but Mako picks up the kill on the top lane. Explosive cast, not going to be used on the Evelyn as Deft tanks up one of the bullets. Mako once again tanking for him, but he's slowed down. Wushang gets into a decent position, but look at that Glacial Fissure. Mako held onto it, and it means that they can get it themselves out, and even a minion wave.
See, that kind of looked good for Game Talents because Mako's door was down on cooldown immediately as the Jhin ult started. But, you know, he's too tanky at this point. And, of course, he still has his ulti, so that fight is just not going to happen. They get the Gnar for free.
Yeah. Once again, Scout being annoying to Republic. Does have his Abyssal Scepter, looking for his Morellonomicon next. 8 stacks on the Dark Seal as well.
Cash it in.
Yeah.
Get the Magi's.
I think he's got to. He's got to now.
You have to.
Let's see, Mako. Having a look at his stats. 20% CDR. He'll have 30% once that Trinity Force is done. Very scary.
Yeah, cooldown reduction. Pretty good on Evelyn. Of course, her kit itself is fairly strong. The ulti, always able to start up fights. And I guess her W as well. It's everything about this champion. Of course, if you have a lead, just looks broken. But
there's the chain of Scout, lets it proc, picks up the kill. Good body slam comes in as Scout flashes himself out of the way. They know exactly which one's the right one, but he goes mouse. Gets himself in a good position. Mako turns up as well. The boys are back as Scout picks up the kill onto the jungler. It was all a bait in the end. They get 2 swift ones out of nowhere.
Definitely squad goals. You go in there alone. It seems like you're done for. You get the kill, but no.
Surprise!
Team's right there.
Well, EDG take down the outer turret in the mid lane. Deft, meanwhile, is just splitting on the bottom side of the map, saying, what are you guys even doing?
It just feels like they don't need the 5-man unit. Just bring in 4 people. The other one is just going to benefit with the farm. Maokai was benefiting top side when EDG was getting so many kills in the bot lane. Now it seems like Deft is going to be the split pusher during this fight. The Sivir.
Yeah.
You'd expect the Sivir to be in there, but don't need him.
Nope. And now has a 56 CS advantage over Pentacu's Jhin. And Clearlove has found Republic one more time. He's so dead as Clearlove locks down the kill. Rampage now, 4-0-4 for the Evelyn. And this could spell the turret, will spell the turret.
Yeah.
As Deft had already done a lot of work to it.
Yeah, no question about that. The Syndra pick, we were wondering if it would work out this game. We saw some bright moments in the lane. You know, it had some great trades, good moments. But you have Syndra, you definitely need a team to work around you because you may have a positive matchup, but you yourself don't have a positive team matchup because you need to worry about your position constantly. And if you have to worry about your position, then Maokai, Evelyn, even though LeBlanc, Sivir, you're definitely not going to have a good time. You need your team to help you out.
Well, Mouse waiting in position here. Pentacu not moving too far up. Clearlove with a lot of exclusive vision. Mako getting aggressed on. Body slam comes out. Clearlove just destroys Pentacu off to the side and now speeding up towards GT. Nice slow from Savoki, but is it going to be enough as Wushang's the target? Flash from Clearlove. Don't get the concussive blows, but there it is. Deft picks up the auto attack and Scout locks down the kill. 2 once again for EDG, unanswered by GT, and 8,000 gold. Now the lead.
There are so many skirmishes, so many fights happening. Camera can't even catch them all.
No.
It is just incredible. Like, EDG, we had so many questions for them. Or at least just one. Actually, just one question. Just one question. Other teams usually have quite a lot of questions. EDG, can you play your early game properly? 20-minute wins.
Yeah.
Like, incredible. Massive early game lead. I don't know what happened in those post-game discussions, but must have been constructive.
It certainly was. And the way they're playing out this team comp as well, they know exactly what they have. They know what they have to do with their time. Give Mouse those few waves. As Mako possibly caught out. Exhaust goes down into Republic.
Team.
As the last bullet doesn't land from Pentacu, but it is going to be Republic grabbing the kill. So nice answer. And Mouse still getting bullied by Gimgoon towards the top side of the map. Evelyn can't be everywhere.
Yep. can't be everywhere, but you know, you have to worry about it. But yeah, that was 2 kills, or at least just 1 kill, and Mouse had to back away from that one. So they still have to worry a little bit. You may be winning the game, but doesn't mean you have to play that far forward and alone.
Yeah.
That's a message to you, Mako.
You have to look at where you're winning as well, because Gimgoon's still winning that mashup versus Mouse. Only an extra couple of assists for him. But the global gold probably will be helping out the Maokai.
Check out LeBlanc's items.
Oh, beautiful. Morellonomicon, Abyssal Scepter, and the Magi's Soul Stealer.
Cashed it in.
Yeah, he did. We knew he should too.
Yeah. No reason not to, not after the last game itself. So there's still a chance, you know, still a possibility of a team fight win. Seems like perhaps EDG might be taking it a little too easy.
But think about it. GT, their window is going to close towards that late game when Def Siva really gets unlocked. And it's getting accelerated as well. 205 CS, 21 minutes. Does have his Essence Reaver and his Rapid Fire Cannon. 5 turrets worth of gold there as well.
He's farming perfectly among all of these skirmishes.
Yeah.
Oh, and PentaQ way out of position.
Lockdown. Scout throws out a cheeky Q and grabs the kill.
Get back in line.
Yeah.
You can't be that far forward. You should know that by now.
Well, Scout pops his head over the top with Shang. Half health. Does in goes Mouse. Twisted Advance is going to get in there. Nice teleport coming down from Gimgoon to try and stave off EDG. And has the Meganar as well.
I mean, even if they had a fight, his Meganar was falling off. I'm just not confident in Gimgoon's his Nar play. I mean, they're really far behind in all of these games. I understand that, but if they want to set up this team for it, if he just wants to help his team out, you gotta watch your bar.
Yeah. Well, another Q lands. Clearlove going to get stunned. Avoids the damage from the W. As once again, multi-pronged attack from EDG as they were fighting in the jungle towards the top as well. Mako's health bar suffers just a little bit, but otherwise isn't too worried. The lead continues to be very large in favor of EDG.
One thing Game Towns should be comfortable with is the fact that they have their bot side pushing. So they can pretty much stay here as a unit for as long as they want. They don't have to get the fight, but they do.
Big Gnar into the wall onto Scout and Deft, who's taking so much damage. Republic grabs the kill, and Mako's going to die as well. Clearlove off to the side, does take down PentaQ, and he's now running for his life. Does get slowed down as Mouse looking for an answer. Scout going to come in as well, and without Deft, can they still get the work done? Mouse gets in, good position, right onto Republic as Clearlove looking for it over to the side. Gimgoon so incredibly low as there's Scout. Distort is going to pick that one up, and Republic knows that he's dead. The rest of EDG still have the power, and it's a 4 for 2 after a decent start for GT.
They had such a good look. They're not done yet.
There's the snare as Scout picks it up underneath the turret, tanks it up, and will still survive. That's the ace, and that could be the inhibitor turret now for EDG. It's Clearlove's got a lot of damage.
That's far too much. We thought EDG dropped the ball. Well, technically they did, but Clearlove able to clean up Jin.
He's legendary on his birthday.
8-0 and 6. Let's watch that again. Gimgoon, perfect. He must have heard me criticizing him a little bit too much. I look like a fool because he actually got an amazing ulti, but didn't really matter. PentaQ gets destroyed, and while they fall in, look to get Clearlove, they find themselves in a sandwich and get cleaned up right afterwards.
And pincer plays sometimes don't work for teams, but EDG made that one look easy with the chase down onto GT, and with the extra money in their back pocket, does make sense. 9-1 and 6 for Scout as well. Void Staff was picked up on his most recent back. LeBlanc needs to be respected. He's got so many stacks. I can't read the number,
just can't do it.
But it's a big one.
Yeah, and here's the question: who gets MVP? That's the real question.
Oh God,
it's Clearlove's birthday.
Going there yet.
It's Clearlove's birthday. You better give it to him.
Yeah, it's a good point. It actually shouldn't be a question. I mean, if the game ended immediately right now, Clearlove's got to get that MVP. Is now the Baron being started. Mako, he's helping.
Yeah,
throws the door over to the side. And EDG should be able to lock this one down. They're not stopping. There's the curtain call coming in from PentaQ, but Clearlove holds on to that. Smite key will be able to pick up that Baron nicely.
Yeah, but they have to watch out because they are going up against Game Towns. Game Towns can bring the game back. So, look, they still got the Baron, so that's fine.
Yeah. Well, Dragon going to be up in 30 seconds. EDG look to move over there. Will be an Infernal Drake as well. Their second of the game. Of course, GT did pick up the first, so that is good news, but 16% stats on the way with a team that already has way too much money. It's a 12,000 gold lead, 25 minutes into this game. And the earlier it is, the more that gold matters, but this is a long lead at 60 minutes into the game.
And with how little gold Game Talents has, one question is Abyssal Scepter a unique passive?
Yes.
Why do you have 2 Abyssal Scepters?
Well, I assume it's because Wushang and Republic want to be fighting on different fronts. But otherwise, I don't know, Raz.
It's a good question because, yeah, you know what? They have had 2 fronts on 2 battles almost every skirmish. There's always 2 skirmishes on the map. It's a possibility.
Well, Wushang probably just wants to do some relevant damage here, knows that everybody else not necessarily doing it. But in the turret falls in the mid lane. Mouse sees to that one. Distortion just being thrown around from Scout, baiting out spells here from Republic as this siege minion still standing on the hunt, going to be used to try and siege this one down. Remember, open inhibitor towards the top side and now bottom side as well as Gimgoon aggressed on. Look at that burst damage onto the tank. Good stun comes in on both Clearlove and Mako, but they get themselves out to safety. Ricochets tearing through this GT roster. As Mouse is going to come in, they deal with that inhibitor very nicely. And Scout still looking to push through.
Yeah, Gimgoon better heal up. If Game Talents are going to turn this fight, it has to be off. Oh, no!
Oh, PentaQ gets popped in the backline. Mouse tanking up this turret. They ran out of minions. That was Curtain Call. And I just realized that the name of that spell has a multifaceted meaning, Raz.
Highly, you know what? It works for Curtain Calls for him, all right.
It certainly was. As Clearlove throws down the Agony's Embrace. Nice slow comes in. Republic is going to die. Gimgoon in trouble as well. Glacial Fissure really nicely placed, but there's a Gnar into the wall. They do manage to pick up Clearlove on his birthday as Wushang is going to fall down. Gimgoon dodging what spells he can, but the chains land and EDG lock it down. 4 now dead. Savoki relegated to his fountain, and EDG probably one of the most convincing victories so far we've seen, as Deft is just picking them off. Boomerang flies through. PentaQ and Savoki just cannot move away from this fountain or even stand on it by the look of things.
He's just being the sole defender right here.
Just ridiculous. Curtain Call comes in, but now the Nexus probably should be the focus. The Scout gets shut down. Deft is going to throw a few auto attacks in there, and EDG extraordinarily quick 2-0 victory. And that was a little bit of a smile from Mako, so not asleep anymore, as Mouse looking pretty happy on your screen right there. EDG, my God, so dominant. Savoki still with a smile, still with his spirits up.
I mean, at that point, you got to smile, right? It was such, it was so comedic in a sense where EDG, the only question you have is their early game.
Yeah.
The only weakness, well, it seemed like a weakness, and they come out and they smash you. EDG is able to adapt when it's called upon. They are an extremely strong team, and if this was against a lower-end team, you could shrug it off, but it's Game Talents. Game Talents
They're third in their group.
They are a good team. They made them seem like a wild card team. That was incredible.
Yeah. Just ridiculous. Clearlove, happy birthday. And yes, that was an extraordinarily dominant performance. And EDG probably wishing that it's Clearlove's birthday every single day. Because I think this time last year, it was a very similar performance. And his Evelynn still looking fantastic. Love the adaptation in the build. But man, EDG, like you said, answering every question that we've had, and now moving into playoffs, Group B would be shuddering. Yeah. They're having a laugh after the cross-conference, thinking, yeah, no, we're the better side. Look at that game. Nuh-uh. That is not how it is.
Yeah, in Group B, you're like, well, actually, we are the better competition, better teams, and then you realize, I don't think so. Remember, playoffs, what really matters is that first place prize.
Yeah.
And can they touch EDG?
Well, so far, no one has been able to touch EDG. So early game was a slight question mark. Of course, I mean, I feel like we're harping on about that a little bit too much because they're still winning every single series they're in, but just sometimes it goes to the later stages. Of course, against newbies, 67-minute game. That is extraordinarily long when you're looking at a team that is so dominant in their results so far in the LPL. So that's the only reason we bring that up. However, the fact that they just turn it around so incredibly quickly. And against Game Talents, who, like you said, a team that is still very respectable in their own right, just terrifying at the tippy top of the series as well, of the season.
Yeah, and you're right. It feels like we're kind of harping on it because when you're up that high, a lot of people want to see you fall, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people want to look for those minute weaknesses. They're not even weaknesses, apparently. Because what is a weakness to EDG? So that was an incredible game. One question now seems to be who gets the MVP. Is it the hashtag
Happy
Scout
birthday, Clear Love?
or hashtag Happy Birthday, Clear Love? That was, we got to find out. That was an incredible play from both of them. So now, who knows what?
Yeah, do you think it's between both of those two, though? Because, of course, Scout had a little bit of trouble there in the early game, and it was Clear Love that came to his rescue with the help of Mako to try and shore that one up. And Republic, once he was 0-3, couldn't actually answer the LeBlanc, and he was unleashed. So maybe for that reason, with the fact that Clear Love sort of using Scout as more of a weapon, potentially, just, here are the tools, go off and destroy people. And, maybe it is all about Clear Love sort of navigating that early stage of the game that really does deserve the MVP.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like, the biggest strength that EDG has on top of their incredible play is just their pick ban as well, right?
Yeah.
We see the Kindred, you see the Callista, you see the Evelyn as well. Like this, they are so unpredictable.
Yeah, and unafraid to pick things that are a little bit more different as well. I mean, a lot of these teams actually just conform to the meta as well, just make sure that, they're picking things that are appropriate.
There we go.
Clear Love is going to get the MVP. I felt like I sold it effectively. Hopefully they were listening. But 9-1-7, 62% kill contribution in that game is very impressive because they were fighting all across the map the entire time.
And you see 90% kill contribution, 80% kill contribution. All that means is that they're always fighting as a unit, but this was such a scattered game.
Yeah.
And that they were styling on them. Now, this was a really good look from Game Towns. They could have easily taken this fight. Nope. Clear Love just deletes their Jin pick.
Yeah.
So like, oh, we're going to chase them. We got to kill them. This is our one chance. And here comes Mouse on the backside. So honestly, they were always, sometimes Game Towns were able to take good trades, or trades in the sense where they were, maybe they got a good play, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they could come off with a victory in that fight. EDG would just chase them down, clean it up, because they would always have the numbers.
Yeah.
They always had the numbers.
And they also play so carefully in the early game, then get these leads that are so extraordinarily big, but from that point on, they play recklessly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was their bottom lane getting completely caught out, but they had so much money padding these statistics that EDG know exactly what they can afford to take, what level of fight they can risk while still coming out ahead. Because they lost 2 members of that fight instantly without doing any damage. Deft and Mako did nothing. Mako didn't throw out any sort of CC, but they knew that Scout and Clear Love were so far ahead that they were about 2 people each.
Yep.
So it barely even mattered.
Yeah, honestly, like, numbers advantage just felt like just stick Clear Love and Scout together, and like they can maybe just 2v5. Honestly, it felt that that was such a clean victory that we talk about Game Talent's strengths, right? As a team, that they can just come out and take objectives or at least hold it firmly in their grasp if they get it, right? They couldn't even touch Dragon. They couldn't touch it. It was very difficult for them to even contest their lanes, let alone the objectives themselves. And you know what? They even had a lane swap. Could have been fine too, because they were up against. They were able to push them away early on.
Yeah.
From those camps, and on top of that, they were able to. Hey, if you lane swap against an Evelyn, that's one of her strengths, kind of chopped down. She doesn't have the unpredictability where she can be everywhere at once. She has to be in a set path.
Yeah.
But that just didn't matter, it seemed.
Yeah, it didn't. And, of course, was able to still get that roam after taking that top outer turret as well. So Clear Love and Mako both move in together. They get that initial kill onto the Syndra to get that snowball rolling. Really was great to see from them. But we have to look over the side of GT because now what is looming in front of them is a potential tie with Newbie.
Oh, that's true.
Because after the next match, Newbie will get to that 5-win mark. And GT, because they're on now a 6-game losing streak, they have looked okay in a lot of their series, but unable to pick up the Ws, and that is really, really important because now they're going to be losing out on a potential 3rd-place finish, which they look to have relatively locked down.
Yeah, they used to be the stable team. Stable in the sense that they're up in the top ranks, but at the same, they could beat the lower teams, maybe hit, like kind of smack the top teams, right? Issue is, yeah, they lost to OMG. They are starting to lose quite a bit of momentum coming off of cross-conference. Now,
Yeah.
they're still a good team. In their games, if you watch them, they were taking it to Snake. They could have easily taken that 2-1.
Yeah.
But it's just not looking good. It doesn't matter how look you good in those games. It matters if you can get the win. So
Yeah, it's
we'll have to see where that goes.
Yeah, it's looking very disappointing because that is going to be an important match. That is going to be coming up, Newbie versus GT, in the next few weeks. Of course, Newbie now to face Saint in the game immediately following this.
Yeah.
So Newbie looking like they really have an opportunity to get themselves ahead as far as those rankings are concerned. And of course, IG looking on at this sort of middle of the pack and thinking like if GT keep losing, IG can pick up a whole bunch of victories in a row. Theoretically, that could be an opportunity for them because if Newbie win this next one, it's getting more and more difficult for IG to find their way forward, especially when Newbie are looking like they have some form.
That's true, but don't count out Saint. Saint is a team. Exactly, right? Saint is a team that they can do, like, they already got one win. Like, they're a team that, especially now knowing that they are just about to lose their shot at playoffs,
yeah,
they're going to go hard on Newbie. So you don't know how it's going to turn out. Newbie's going to come out fighting, so that's a match to watch.
Yeah, most certainly is, especially with the fact that Newbie are a team that like to pick for team fight. They like to pick for composition, build things up like that. Whereas you look at Saint, and they're a team that likes to pick for lanes.
Yeah.
They're like this team that wants to sort of style on you in these sort of micro ecosystems. And we'll see whether it actually pays off because that is a clash of style that may suit Saint just a little bit, especially a team that have now sort of finally found themselves with, I guess, a consistent roster as we have a look at some of these highlights.
Yeah, so Clearlove able to impact that mid lane. And this was when Maokai was holding the top lane. You should have a numbers advantage coming in here. Gnar TP's a little bit too late, but LeBlanc was there anyways, able to get pretty much a massive chunk and kill on PentaQ. And so it just felt really bad for Game Talent at this point, because this was a fight you're supposed to be able to win. Oh, supposed to be able to take. So yeah, of course, looking at this fight once again, just look at Clearlove, like such great, like,
and that is so much damage per second as well. Just rips PentaQ apart.
Honestly, he plays that champion as if he has an AP build.
Yeah,
able to just burst them out entirely. And so that's something we were looking at with this composition from Game Talents, is that if you have Syndra, if you have Jhin, you better have a lead early, because if you're going up against Evelynn, if you're going up against Maokai, you're going to get jumped on at every opportunity.
Yeah. Well, it was incredibly impressive out of EDG, something that we are beginning to expect from them in this group, in this league at the moment, of course, not dropping a game in the cross-conference, not dropping a game within their group, and now not dropping a game today. Not a lot of extra challenges, of course. I guess EDG versus Snake might be the one that we're looking at here, because of course Snake looking solid in their second position. But when that is their next highest competition before we get to playoffs, EDG are just looking untouchable.
Yeah, untouchable in their group, untouchable right now, it feels like, in the world. So that's a great win for them. Let's see how it works out going forward.
Yeah, exactly right. But ladies and gentlemen, there is still more League of Legends to come. Of course, Newbie versus Saint right after the break.